Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another fantastically controversial podcast episode. Sorry about the hiatus. There was simply no Mong news to talk about to make worthy of an episode, and also we couldn't be bothered.
What's the point when there's not enough content out there anyway, and why should we stretch content? You know, we should either make videos that are worthwhile or none at all.
Well, why bother trying when none of the Mongs that we're actually discussing are doing the same?
Well, they don't try full stop. That's why they're in the current predicament they are in.
Well, I mean, the majority of them have probably retired from YouTube.
Which is going to be a notable feature in the Mong news today, because there is Mong news, and that's why we're recording this video on the air now.
Well, we've also got a great couple of contests coming up. We've got Halloween costume contest, because that's a thing again.
It's the spooktacular episode for the good old festivity of Halloween.
Didn't do a Halloween one last year because we couldn't be bothered.
So we're going to do one this year instead.
Yeah, and if you can't get enough of great contests, we also have this year's predictions for Rear of the Year.
Not to mention as well Queer of the Year.
Yeah, and that's with Joe Worthington as well, who is one of our special costumes.
One of the gayest men ever known.
Yeah, and he is... there's only 2 costumes this year. We had a few last year, but because... the year before that, but because of the situation with COVID-19, we can only get 2 people in costumes in the studio at once.
So we'll have Joe Worthington and Martha Goggins battling it out for the victor. What prize is it that they can compete for this year?
This year you can get a lovely envelope opener that is in the form of a blunt butter knife.
Excellent.
Kind of like I kind of got in a cutlery set a few years ago, and the top of it's kind of bent. So it kind of doesn't really... it's useless to me.
So we'll give that away. That's good.
But it still works as a knife. You just to sort of like maneuver your hand around the end handle, so it's kind of still touching the blade. So if you've got a nice Sunday roast or anything, you can still use it. It's still usable, but you've got to, like I say, you've got to apply a bit more force on the knife when cutting things like roast potatoes and stuff like that.
All that to look forward to. We've also got as well the return of the much beloved feature, Cheeky Cunt of the Month.
Yeah, that is another great feature that we have coming back. All this brilliant content.
Absolutely.
But yeah, another one of the prizes that we're giving away for the Halloween contest is sorry, I wasn't gonna give this away, but I've just found on the sort of like podcast studio recording table a USB cable, which I just remember I tried this morning when I actually opened up, and it doesn't actually work.
Oh, brilliant. So not only do they get a bent butter knife, but they can also have a wire that doesn't work.
Well, let's hope there's some technical whiz kids that enter in.
It's more of a DIY set.
I mean, I can tell you now, the people entering the contest are Martha Goggins and Joe Worthington. So
they perhaps won't be as skilled.
They won't be able to make it work. And yeah, they're crap in general. So
oh, that's fantastic. And then I believe is Ross singing us out?
It is, yeah. With Gay Moon Rising.
Is that a cover of something else, or is that something he came up with?
No, that is a cover of Bad Moon Rising.
Oh, okay.
But he did come up with it, so,
fair play to him.
Came up with kind of his own sort of version of it, so you got to give him credit for that, really. Always respect a trier.
Absolutely. Well, shall we dig right into the Mong news?
Yeah. So I think you was telling me about this Gareth Archer's ceiling.
I was. So Gareth has... He started uploading a more wider range of video content as of late on some garden furniture. And what I think is most pleasing about this new wave of content is that it began with almost like a house tour where he was showing us a massive hole in his ceiling caused by water damage.
And I'm looking at the notes now. The things damaged were actually a few books, a few video games, and nothing of any real value. So,
yeah, I mean, he's also revealed as well it's rented accommodation.
Oh, so it's one of those council houses.
Well, I think we knew that, but it's interesting for one of these Mongs to actually confess that kind of detail online.
He's not the kind of person I'd expect to be particularly house proud.
No, he doesn't seem to have a bathroom.
Or a bath.
Well, there you go.
He doesn't have a bath on a regular basis, so...
I believe the entire Archer family is more used to newspaper.
Well, if he's not careful, he's going to get, AIDS. If he's not,
It's not very sanitary.
No, if he's not careful, he might develop a little bit of a musky penis.
Well, that's the last thing you'd want.
It is, especially if you're Gareth Archer, because,
musk is in the house, along with mould.
Well, not only that, but the forklift that he drives, I imagine that would be very problematic to the functioning of said forklift.
It would. Having any sort of musky genitalia would really inhibit you from driving any sort of vehicle.
It really would. And the image I've got in my mind right now of Gareth riding a sort of, horse through B&Q. Naked.
It must be painful.
Yeah, it must be really bad. Yeah.
If anyone out there is an aspiring artist and you're good at watercolors and things like that, if you could just paint that image for us. So we want naked Gareth Archer on a horse with some sort of incurable penis infection. If you can paint that and just send it over, that'd be good.
Yeah, and it's got to be in B&Q as well. So.
So we don't want it over a majestic meadow or field or anything like that. It has to be in B&Q. And
the copy of that one, the winner of that one will get a copy of the receipt that I actually got from B&M after I bought some cashew nuts earlier today. So
excellent.
Yeah. So you won't be getting the cashew nuts. That's just to clarify. You will
get a proof of purchase.
You will get a proof of purchase for said cashew nuts. So
moving swiftly on from that, we've also got James Johnson.
Oh yeah, he's been up to his old tricks again.
I'd like to say it's a dark time for James Johnson.
He's beginning the process of changing into a woman, but on top of that, he isn't actually making any new videos. So
it's almost as though he's given up, which I guess in retrospect is a shame, because now that means the plethora of content we were creating surrounding James has well and truly dried up.
Well, I mean, now we don't have to talk about this disgusting human being.
That is a good point.
So his last video was 4 months ago, and yeah, weirdly enough, that was when our last podcast was.
So let's see if we can make it till the end of the year without James Johnson uploading a video. And if he does, in fact, stick by this, if he refuses to upload anything by December 31st, we will donate €1,000 to charity.
Because we really don't want that idiot, plaguing the internet anymore.
So if that fucking Mong uploads something between now and December 31st, 2021, then he will be prohibiting a charity from having a donation.
What charity do you think we should go for?
I'd like to think maybe a charity that deals with mop making, and bucket manufacturing, just something in line with what James Johnson refuses to do, such as mopping up sick.
Yeah.
So if any charities out there do have any sort of industrial experience with manufacturing metal buckets and wooden mops,
yeah,
just hit us up. And if he doesn't upload anything by December, then we will donate €1,000 to you.
Well, there is, I don't know if you know this, but there is a sort of company that works on getting sort of like disadvantaged people and people that just struggle in general work cleaning up sick. I don't know.
No, tell me more. I think even our listeners should know about this.
Yeah, so it's called Help.
I don't know why that's so funny.
So it's just the name of this one. It's not anything too bad, but it's just so the name of this one makes me laugh because it is for such a good cause, and for that reason, it just warms my heart to the point of laughter.
Excellent. That's exactly what every charity should be doing.
So it's called. Oh, jeez, it's just for such a good cause. Help! I'm a vegetable. I need work.
Could you repeat that for us? What was the name of that again?
So again, sorry for that outburst. It's just because of how heartwarming this company is. It's getting disadvantaged people to working.
Just getting people off their asses.
Well, just getting people on their feet more. So that's the charity of. Again, for everyone that didn't hear that the first time, it's Help! I'm a vegetable. I need work.
So if you want to support Help! I'm a vegetable. I need work. What web address did they need to go to send a donation?
Is that the Reicher email address?
I mean, what we can do is if you want to send us your donations, we can then forward that on to Help! I'm a vegetable. I need work.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, yeah. That company is one that I always go to because at the end of the day, it's not always easy to get work, especially if you're disadvantaged.
So, you can email in your donations to us, or you can also visit. I've just been passed a note here from From one of okay. They do have their own PayPal as well. You can find them on the website. So if you visit helpimavegetableandineedwork.com, you can then submit a donation through their online contact form.
Yeah, and that is a website I do look on quite regularly because it always gives you a picture of the.
There's pictures there. You've got disadvantaged kids in wheelchairs painting. That's good.
Yeah, and then you've also got the sort of like work forum as well. So they're all on that. Because they're slightly disadvantaged, they don't have an education. So the forum, the forum sometimes kind of looks like actual Mongs conversing with each other, people with no life experience, no education, kind of talking what you'd kind of expect an internet forum with people of those disadvantages to look like, really.
Absolutely. Well, that is definitely an eye-opening charity. And again, if you want to submit a donation, just email that through directly to us and we can forward that on as correspondence. That is reacherpodcast@gmail.com. You can also send donations directly through to the website and yeah.
So it's such a good cause, and we will definitely get those donations sent to that charity for you. So feel free to send those donations in.
Moving swiftly on, I believe Martha Goggins has a costume to show us for the Halloween contest.
Yep, here she is now, and she looks like she's come as a giant diarrhea.
Oh, brilliant.
I've come as a croissant because I was at Sainsbury's the other day and I thought I'll treat myself to a croissant. So what I did was I went home and I thought, why not be a croissant for Halloween? So I thought to myself, how am I going to make a croissant costume? So I thought to myself, I know I've got some insulation in the loft. So I climbed up to the loft.
Right, Martha. Well, that's a really boring story.
So, I guess you just fashioned it out of stuff you already owned, which is
is it warm?
Really environmentally friendly, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I fashioned it into a croissant and came straight here in the croissant costume. I don't know why, because I don't know. I don't know why I chose a croissant, really. It's a bit of a stupid idea. But on the bright side, if I fall over, I won't damage my head like I did when I was 30 and I was in the Yorkshire Wolds. And I didn't realise what I was walking on, a cattle grid, it turns out. And I tripped over a cattle grid and hurt my head. And I had a funny head from that.
Right, well, what happened after that, Martha? This is more interesting than your costume.
I broke my glass. Thank you, by the way. I broke my glasses and I couldn't see. So I had to crawl out of the Yorkshire Wolds.
Oh, you poor woman.
I know.
Through thick and thin mud and ice, it were.
Right, bloody hell.
Crawled all the way to Specsavers Leeds.
This is like an alternative version to the Shawshank Redemption.
It really is. So, you crawled all the way from the Yorkshire Wolds to Specsavers in Leeds. Did nobody see you crawling on the streets of Leeds?
Did they not try and stop you?
Nah. It turns out I'm an old senile and nobody's bothered about me. Anyway, I went into Specsavers and I said, have you got any more of these glasses that you can put me lenses in? And they said, yeah. And I said, great. And then I said, I've got a funny head. And they said, why, what you been doing? And I said, I fell. And they said, why? And I said, because I'm falling over. I'm falling over all the time, really. And I get so annoyed with myself that I go a bit loopy, to be fair. The fall didn't do me any good, man. It made me a bit more weird. But to be fair, at least I got some new glasses out of it. It's safe to say, though, I never went back to the Yorkshire Wolds. No. It's not for me, all this walking. I just go to Coupland's now and get sausage rolls for £1.
Right, well, that was one hell of a story.
Yeah, it was. You've come as a croissant. I can't really tell it's a croissant. As I say, I thought you came as a giant diarrhea.
Well, Martha, you're in for the winning draw now for the Halloween costume contest.
Right, well, that's Martha Goggins, everyone. I guess you sit over there in the... Oh, can you sit in the soundproof room? Is that clear in there?
It's clear in there. I don't know if she'll get in the doorway, though.
No, you won't get in there. How did she get in, actually? I didn't see her get in.
No, nor did I.
Well, funny thing, really. There were window cleaner, and he was coming up on your windows. And I said, can I get in there? Because I won't fit through door. And he said, yeah. Anyway, on the way up, he was lifting us both up on his window cleaning devicey thing. And I said I had a real nice stew for the tea. And he said that he'd have a fry up for tea. And I said I like a fry up for tea, mate. It's a bit different, isn't it? And anyway, he opened window for me, and a bit of soapy water came through on your carpet as I came through. But don't worry, the insulation managed to actually soak it up.
Brilliant. Well, I'm glad you've let us know about that, Martha. Why don't you go and take a seat?
And when the insulation soaked it soaked up so much soapy water that I feel a bit sick. And I feel a bit sick because I don't like soapy water. Pardon me for asking, but it seems like you're taking the piss out of me.
No, Martha, we find his story very intriguing, that's all. Why don't you go sit over there? And why don't you take that horrible costume off? Because you look fucking awful, love. Let's be honest.
The only way you're going to win this, Martha, is if we don't have any other contestants. Oh, wait, in fact, I've got some bad news. I've just got a text message from Joe. He said he can't come.
Oh, what? So that means Martha's won?
In short, yeah, I think Martha's won that.
So, Martha, well done. You are the winner. But don't let that get to your head, because you are also the only participant in the competition.
Which means you are just the winner by default and not actually someone we would have chosen as the winner.
So, in layman's terms, you are the most useless individual we've had on the show so far.
And speaking of useless individuals, apparently to replace the Rear of the Year segment, Joe has sent Brian Cook, who's thinking of shagging Mole Woman again.
Is that the chef, or am I mixing him up with Jamie Oliver?
No, apparently Cook is Brian's surname.
Oh, right, okay, right.
So the more you know.
Brilliant. Well, maybe you should get into chefing with that last name.
I don't think that'd be very hygienic.
No, not unless you want semen in your cake. So he's doing Rear of the Year then, is he?
Well, it's not the traditional Rear of the Year that our listeners are so used to. I think Brian's got his own take on that kind of feature.
Right, well, we'll have to see what he's got in store for us then. Is he in the studio now?
I believe he's waiting outside to be let in.
Right, okay. Let's go get him then. All right, Brian, lad, how are you doing? Right, okay, you get yourself sat down there, Brian. Yeah. You're doing Rear of the Year, aren't you? Rear of the Year.
Weir? I don't come from the Weir.
You're doing the Rear of the Year, Brian. Not the Weir.
Brian, come and sit yourself down. Let's, we might have to draw him a picture as to what we mean.
What?
Let me just draw a picture of the chair. Oh no, just point. Let's get the special pointy stick. There, look. Sit on that. That there.
Yeah, sit down.
Right. There we go. Right. Bend your legs. Yeah, okay. So how's he going to conduct Rear of the Year? He can't even bloody talk.
I don't think Joe thought this through.
I don't think he did either. So, yeah, I guess take it away. Start. Oh, dearie me. I think this might be his last appearance on the show because I don't think we can ever have him back on. If he can't even do his job as the replacement for Rear of the Year presenter.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, maybe let's try it from this angle. Brian, can you recollect the last time you adventured an anus?
Orton! Seska! Woman's ass!
Yes, tell us more about that.
Woman's ass! Big! Round! Bountiful! Ass!
Okay, so, that's the Rear of the Year then, is it? Some anonymous woman in Tesco.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Well, on the plus side, Brian, if you go through to the sound booth in there, I believe Mole Woman's still incarcerated from last time.
Sure. Musky vaginas! Musky vaginas!
Yes, Brian, that is correct. Why don't you go and see to her?
Sweaty ass musk!
Right, well, he's in there now.
He's shagging Mole Woman.
Right, what an intelligent man.
Well, hopefully someone that is more audible than Brian the sex addict. Apparently, this is someone I'm not overly familiar with, but we've got Daniel Orton coming in for an interview.
Right, is he outside as well?
I think he is, yeah.
Let's get him in. How many people are out there?
I don't know.
Right, okay. Daniel Orton, is it?
All right, lads, how you doing? Shall I just sit down here? I've got bin bags full of stuff that I bought on the way in here. Tell you what, I got stuck on the way here because train line fucked me over. Basically, came all the way from London Heathrow, and basically fucked me over. So basically, I don't have anywhere to live for the next week.
Right. Well, that doesn't sound like our problem.
It's not our problem at all. Like, you're quite right. You're here for an interview. And yeah, get yourself sat down.
Yeah. Tell us a bit about yourself there, Dan.
Well, I'm Daniel Orton. I've got a man cave in London. I've got loads of movies and stuff like that. I have to shave my head because I'm clinically diagnosed with a condition called bumophiuria, which is basically bum fluff of the head. I've been to doctors and all that. They've confirmed it's bum fluff or arse fluff, as one joked about it while I was in the waiting room, wasn't happy about that. But he joked with a nurse about it, and he was taking the piss out of me. He was like joking with the nurse. He was like, "See him over there? He's got bum fluff on his head. It glows naturally." And the nurse was pissing herself laughing. She was like, "Yeah, he looks like he hasn't had a shagging or whatever. Looks like a fucking virgin with bum fluff on his head." I got pissed off and stormed out, went home and watched Schindler's List.
Right. I see. That's quite the dark tale there, Dan. So you called Daniel Orton, we've got that much. You've got a rare hair complaint, and are you married, Dan?
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, what was the question again, sorry?
Well, we're asking if you're married.
Yeah, I'm married, but I've recently come out as gay. The wife doesn't mind because she gets to fulfill her dream of bumming men for a living upstairs in the room where we should be having sex, but I'm gay, so we can't. Anyway, she's all right about it, and, you know, it got to a healthy point in the relationship because I didn't want it to turn out like this Philip Schofield incident, you know what I mean?
Well, that's very good of you. So tell us more about your wife.
Well, basically, she's great. You know, she proper gives it to men when they come in. You know, you hear them screaming in agony. And I think to myself, when I'm watching me movies in my basement, when I hear them upstairs screaming, I thought, poor blokes, you know, they're paying for that as a service. You know, sometimes she comes down and just chucks the semen at me.
And what exactly does she do up there? You're not being overtly clear enough, I feel, Dan. What does she do to these strange men?
Well, she bums them up the arse. Basically, she's got a website that appeals to men that like to be bummed, and she charges 150 quid an hour for them to come and make appointments with her. She fucking rams them, basically. She wanted to do that to me, but my arse, you know, it's pretty much useless, really. Just shitting, basically. That's all it's good for, shitting. But basically what she does is she milks them as well, so she gets all the semen and that. And sometimes as a laugh, like in the afternoon, she comes down to the basement when I'm watching a film and flings semen in my head.
Right, well that can't be good for your rare baldness condition.
Well, on the contrary, really, you know, massage it into my head and it's apparently good for the condition that I have. So basically it swings and roundabouts, really. You know, I let her stay in my house rent-free. On the bright side, she's giving me a free, you know, cream for my head condition.
Right, well you've got some form of arrangement there, quite clearly. That's that's certainly an eye-opening situation. Well, I hope you don't have your eyes open when she flings spunk at you, but still.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be a bit unfortunate, but I'm gay, so I won't really mind, really.
Right. So that's that then. Is there anything else we need to ask him? Any other like little trivia?
I'll be honest, apart from the funny head condition, I think he's quite boring. But what I was going to say, which I think is is quite alarming, and well, it's just been brought to my attention that this month's cheeky cunt of the month is actually Dan's wife.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, Dan?
Well, I don't think it's very good to call her a cunt, really. I mean, she's a sex worker. I think you should really respect sex workers in that. One of the gentlemen that came to see my wife was a guy called Ashley McGee, who, you know, I know from YouTube as being, you know, a prick. But, you know, he's a good laugh, you know. And in that way, I mean, he's funny looking. You know, when he came for the appointment to be bummed by my wife, I was sat down in the basement watching, you know, what was I watching? 101 Dalmatians. I saw him on the Ring doorbell app, and I was pissing myself laughing. And the wife didn't even take the appointment. So he was stood up there for an hour.
I think this is getting a bit too graphic now, Dan.
I was just sort of pissing myself at him.
Cheeky cunt of the month is your wife.
I guess you're gonna have to just accept that. I'm pulling the little, you know, the little string to notify the voiceover guy. Now, but I don't know. He must be on his break or something.
Oh.
It is a shame because that is one of my favourite parts of Cheeky Cunt of the Month. You know, the little jingle.
Oh, I reckon he should come back and do it.
Sorry, Cheeky Cunt of the Month! Sorry, I was on my lunch break.
It's all right, don't worry. Well, Cheeky Cunt of the Month is your wife, Dan, so she is the cheekiest cunt of this month.
Yeah, you know, I'm not really too happy about that, but we're getting a divorce because, like I say, I'm not going to let it turn into the Philip Schofield situation.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's your life story in a nutshell. I guess a little bit more on the trivial side. Favourite film?
Cats.
Right. And what's your next YouTube video going to be about?
Cats review.
Right. Right, well, you've been a very entertaining guest. Why don't you go away now?
One more question. What's your worst movie, Dan? Worst movie?
The suspense is killing us, Dan. You better think of something.
Rambo.
Right. You might be the worst guest we've ever interviewed.
What do you have to say for yourself? What do you have to say for yourself? The worst guest. But bearing in mind, we've just had this person on the show that can't speak. So what do you have to say for yourself?
Because I have to go and get me train back to London. Thing is, though, I got a single here because I thought you could sort of stay over in the studio. Can I stay over in the studio?
No.
In fact, we'd rather you never come back.
No. You can't stay over in the studio.
Right, well, I suppose I'll be off then.
Yeah. By the way, you might want to, put something on, like a jacket, because it's -10 out there. So.
And with your little shriveled bald head, that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, you might want to buy a hat from Mountain Warehouse. Well, I mean, that is that the last guest of the show?
It is. The only thing we've got now is good old Ross Wilcock singing us out, where I believe he's done yet another very strange gay-themed cover of a well-known song.
Right. Is this the Bad Moon Rising?
It is. Unfortunately, he's ruined that and termed it now as Gay Moon Rising.
Right. Well, that's homophobic.
So, is he here in the studio with us now?
Yeah, I think he is. Let me just, tap through to our. I can do this anyway. I don't know why I bother getting up and bringing the guests through when I can just tap through to the waiting room and come through on the speaker. So, Ross Wilcock, can you please make your way into the studio to give us a little song, please? Thank you very much. Right, there we go. So that should have
excellent
echoed through. There he is. Right, okay, he's just getting set up there.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, not too bad. I've got piles now because my bum hurts.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not another song you're singing for us, is it, Ross?
So I'm just gonna go with fucking Gay Moon Rising again because the editors told me that off because I was inconsistent last time, and they're not allowed to do that, apparently.
Well, it is better if you are consistent, Ross. I must say. I guess take it away.
All right. Right. We'll start. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. I see the gay moon rising. I see your dildo on the way to my gaping asshole. Oh no, I'm going to get bummed tonight. Don't go out tonight if you're straight, because a gay man's going to bum you. Oh no, my dildo's in your arse.
That's a very homophobic track there.
It's not over yet.
Oh no.
No. I'm not racist tonight, but I don't bum black men because I don't like them. Yes, that's right. I said I'm not racist tonight, but I don't like Asian men. No, I don't like Asian men. They can't speak English properly, so I don't understand what they're saying. No, I don't like Asian men.
I think you've gone a bit off chorus there, Ross.
I don't like Thai people, and I don't like the Africans. I don't like Filipinos. I don't like Latinos either.
Right, okay, is that it?
Not yet. Yeah. I also don't like women.
Well, we know that, because you're gay.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sexist as well. So I'm racist, sexist, not homophobic because I'm gay and that. You know, if I wasn't disabled, because I was like a normal able-bodied person, I wouldn't like the disabled. So that's another one as well. I don't like other people that are disabled, but I like my benefits, so that's good. Don't like black men. Don't like Asians. Don't like animals. I don't like anyone. But Josh Sullivan, can you please go out on a date with me? Because I'm gay and I love you.
Right, that's...
Right, that's another conclusive end to another Reicher podcast.
Oh, I don't know about you, but it's been a bit all over the place this episode.
It has. I reckon what we should do is not release this on Halloween. Let's release it several months later.
That's a very good plan. Yeah, I don't think it would pass.
I think Clock Reacher German needs to analyse this one in depth.
Yeah. So if you are listening to this, it's been heavily edited, and it should have all of the, you know, sexism and all of that racism out of it. And if we have offended anyone, I'm very sorry, but we're not responsible for that. It's the guests we have on the show.
If you can forward your complaints to mydvdreviews@gmail.com, that'd be great.
Yeah. In fact, if you can just, you know, if you hate this video, if you hate this channel, we won't see the comments unless it's on My DVD Reviews' video comments.
So any hate, anything against racism, sexism, prejudice of any sorts, just go over to James Johnson's channel and leave it in the comments, so then we can see it.
Because he runs this channel. And the thing is, it's one big publicity stunt because he's bullying himself to get publicity in order to get more subscribers.
And not only that, he does it so then he can provide evidence to the police and the Benefits Support Bureau, so then he can actually get more money because he looks weaker.
Yeah, and in actual fact, he's not disabled. He's just fat.
He's just a big glutton that wants to look like some sort of weakling. And his personal trainer gave up on him because he's big and that. But not only that, if you see the exercise that he did with his personal trainer, it was rubbish.
There was nothing going on there.
Absolutely ridiculous. So just so you're all aware, this is one big conspiracy helmed by a little man from Bristol called James Johnson, who attention seeks in order to scam the government out of tax money.
It is, to be honest, disgusting, to be fair. See you next time. We might be back soon. We might not. Yeah, but hopefully we will. So, yeah.
Yeah. Goodbye, fellow Reachers.
No, I'm still sticking with COVID. Sorry, I'm still sticking with Bad Moon and that. But, yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
Can you hear that in the background?
Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
That's throwing me off. Hold on a sec, I'll just shut the door.
That's okay.